I'm Brandon Isle with BYU-Idaho Radio, and joining me here at RootsTech is Junior Tovar. He is a BYU-Idaho alumnus, graduated, in December?
Yeah, December last year.
And he's also an MC, one of the global MCs for RootsTech this year, which is such an awesome opportunity.
It is.
Junior, first tell us a little bit about yourself, your background. I know you graduated in marketing,
right?
And you're a musician, and you just do a ton of things. So tell us how you kind of, how you're so cool. Why you're so cool.
Thank you, thank you. No, it's amazing. I'm from Bolivia in South America, and I grew up there with my family, very musical family. All my siblings, we play instruments as kids. I learned English when I was little because of music. You know, my parents wanted me to understand the music lessons, and professors from the US came to my country and liked how I play, so they wanted to teach me.
Oh, wow.
So I learned English when I was like 10, 11, 12. And that opened me so many doors back in my country. And I served my mission in Brazil, 2018, 2020. And right was COVID, I applied to BYU-Idaho. I got accepted. I got a music scholarship because I came to study music performance to BYU-I. And I started doing that since then. And it has been an amazing journey. I met so great people at BYU-Idaho, and I miss it a lot.
So you came to BYU-Idaho on a music scholarship, but you're studying marketing.
Yes.
Tell me about that switch.
Right. I everything was music at the time for me, and it's still. I love to do music. Even last night, after all my interviews, I had a show in West Valley, so I just ran to the show, and went have dinner, went to my hotel, sleep, and here I am again, very early in the morning, last day of RootsTech. But I discovered something in the U.S. that we don't have a lot in South America, which is the music industry, the music business side.
Yeah.
I discovered that and fell in love with that. My father is a business owner for many years, and he always taught me business. And I love the business side, but I love more performing. And when I saw that opportunity to blend those, I was like, I want to do that. But BYU-Idaho doesn't have a music business program, and just little schools have it. Big schools, but in a few places have in the U.S. So I was like, what can I do? So I talked with some professors, I talked with some friends and some people in the industry, and they told me, get a business degree and get a minor in music. That would be the best. And some people told me, come here with us to Miami, come to New York. And I was like, I love my people in Idaho. At the time, I had so many great friends up there. And so I did that switch. I changed to marketing after 2 years studying music, and I did my minor in music and still perform in orchestras there.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you're a violin player, but you also play a little accordion.
I play accordion, I play the piano, and I'm a producer. So I record music.
Yeah, that's amazing. And you have a band, is that right?
Yes, so I play with a band called Los Hermanos de los Andes. They play here in Utah for more than 30 years. They have a big career. They play all over the world, and I joined them about 5 years ago.
Okay.
So it was my second semester at BYU-I, and the Bolivian community, somehow they learned that I was at BYU-I because we are not many musicians from my country and musicians in the US. So when I came actually to the US, the biggest newspaper in my country, they did an article about me because I played with big artists when I was little there. And they talk about BYU-Idaho. So people read the article in Utah because there's a bigger Bolivian community, and they call me and they say, hey, come to Utah, we want you to play for the Bolivian community. And that band was there. They were like the founders. And they loved my playing. I loved them so much, and we started playing. I remember I play for the Bolivian community, and next day they called me and say, hey, you want to play with us in Park City? We have a big event.
You're like, yes.
I was like, yes, let's do this. We haven't practiced, but just go for it. They are so professional, so great musicians. And since then, I started performing with them. I've done many stuff with them, traveled across the U.S., and also have done they do a lot of stuff for the church. Yeah. For example, there is a program called Luz de las Naciones.
Yes, big deal every year.
Every year, conference centers packed, too nice. And I've been able to perform in that this is my 6th year in a row. Wow. Performing on that show, doing solos, and even producing and even writing some music for the show.
That's amazing.
So it has been a great journey.
So is those opportunities what helped you get into RootsTech, or how did you get this opportunity?
Yes. Interesting question. So When I switched to marketing, I felt a little behind, because I done a lot of music classes and now I'm like behind marketing. So people start talking about internships, which is something that is not required when you're a music major, but yes, on marketing business is so required, and I'm thankful it's required because it's so good. They start talking about that. And I wanted to do my internship on the music business. So I have interviews with Sony, Universal, and other record labels, but I couldn't get anything. And I was very frustrated about it. I was praying, I was going to the temple in Rexburg, talking with everyone I could, and I couldn't get anything. And remember, there was this application that someone sent me about family research intern for global innovation. I was like, I just gonna fill it out just in case,
Yeah.
And that's the one that replied to me. And we have like 3 rounds of interviews, and I start interviewing with them, and it has been the best thing ever. It was just 1 semester. Then it was so good that another team from Latin America, because we did like cross collaboration, they liked me and they said, I want you to stay with us. So they pulled me to their team. So I did a second internship.
Oh, wow.
And then again, other teams say, we want you back too. So they talked with BYU and we did a 3rd internship.
Wow.
So a whole year of internships with family research. And that's how I got into RootsTech. Actually, last year, I was the one that produced and emceed the first Spanish broadcast ever on a studio that we created.
Yeah.
And it was my idea as an intern. And they love it so much that now they do it for every language.
That is so amazing. 10 global MCs, and you get to be one of them.
Right.
And you came up with the idea. Right. That's so awesome.
Yeah. The studio of the interviews and a proud BYU-Idaho student. And that's what it's all about. We represent the school.
Yeah. Now, tell me, as a global MC, what are you doing throughout the day, and how are you helping people in Spanish and Portuguese? Is that right?
Exactly. Yeah. Mostly Spanish. I do only Spanish. We have a Portuguese MC.
Okay.
But just today, for example, she was a little sick, and I did an interview in Portuguese because I speak from my mission.
Yeah.
So what we do, we come the whole week, not only for RootsTech, and the days previous to that, we record tons of videos, because we want people to have the same experience. We have Kirby Haber, the big MC for English, but we want people in their language to understand the message, to understand the resources they have at the library, the resources, the website, how to navigate the website. So we do that for 2 days in a row, just recording videos whole day. And during RootsTech, what we do, it's tons of interviews.
Yeah.
I interview from CEO of Family Search who actually speaks Spanish, executive directors, general authorities, executive from Family Search, Ancestry, and other companies. Everyone who speaks Spanish, come with me and we do an interview. I've done more than 50 interviews during these 3 days, so it's been very busy.
That's amazing. Have you done interviews before this opportunity, or is this just something you're learning on the go?
I'm learning on the go. Yeah. I can say I've been in front of people playing violin for a long time and other instruments, but I never done these interviews. As I mentioned, last RootsTech, I did that studio, and no one want to MC it. None of the employees want to MC me, so I was like, okay, I'll do it.
They're like,
so,
ahead.
And I practice on my room, looking at the mirror, watching interviews on TV, and I did it. And that trained me. That trained me somehow. Also at BYU-Idaho, I started a podcast in Spanish called En Silencio Habla, like 3 years ago. And I practiced my skill. It was just a personal project. So I think the Lord was preparing me somehow for this role, and I'm so grateful.
Yeah. Well, RootsTech's theme this year is together.
Right.
And we're talking about family and making connections and really just so many cool things with genealogy. What does the theme mean to you?
It means a lot on the present. Let me explain. Many people think that together we think, oh, we're going to be together again with our families, right? Together with my grandpa. But what I think, what I talk with executives, the idea is together we do family history. Mom, dad, children, girlfriends, boyfriends, husbands, wife. Family history can unite you as a family right now. Not only with your ancestor, but right now. It's a great hobby and it's something sacred that the prophets have told us that we should do and receive blessings. I received so many blessings because of family history, because I did it together. I'm more unified to my friends. I'm more unified to my family, because together we're doing the indexing at the time. We do now get involved. We do other activities. We go to the temple together. That's the idea of together, doing it now.
Yeah. Do you have an experience you'd like to share where you've been able to discover something with family history, or been able to spend that time with your family doing it?
Yes. Right when I went back from my mission from Brazil, my mom wanted to be a missionary because my mom didn't have the opportunity to be a missionary. She got married when she was 19. My dad was a missionary and I was a missionary, but my mom was very jealous, and it was COVID. So, everything was shut down in my country.
Right.
And my mom said, why we are not service missionaries? And that's how I got involved in family history. I was like, sure, we're doing nothing, not too much, let's do that. So we talked with the bishop, and we were a missionary. My dad, my sister, my mom, and me. We all wear name tags at home on our laptops, doing family history every day. I think that unified us, because on COVID, again, I think in the US it wasn't like a huge of a deal, but in South America, it was bad. You couldn't leave your house for a long time. And when you are so much together, many problems arise, right? Because we know each other so much, we have so much trust. But I think because of family history, we have a big activity to lean on. We have a great schedule, and we serve people, because also family history is about serving. So it was a great time to be a service missionary for Family Search.
Yeah. Do you think that experience helps you ignite passion in other people through your work as an MC?
Yes. Having that background is so important, because when I do interviews, I just don't talk about them. A little bit I talk about my experience. With some of them I share this, and they are so grateful, because Lord prepares us in different ways. I still do music. Last month I was at the Grammys in LA.
Yeah.
And this month I'm here. And that's also preparing me for what I'm doing. Some of the questions I seen some hosts doing at the Grammys, I'm doing to these people. And the Lord is preparing us somehow, and I'm so grateful. It's great to be here.
Yeah. Well, what's next for Junior Tovar?
Oh, well, I'm working right now with an artist called Tony Zucker. He's a Grammy-winning artist. He lives in Miami. He plays salsa, Latin music. Okay. And I do music for him. And I'm also working a little bit for the church. I record videos for the church. Actually, today Elder Rasmus is gonna give a talk. And on the middle, he's gonna say, this is a video clip of a music. And that's gonna be me playing the violin. So I do stuff for the church. And I want to continue, serve people, inspire people through family history, but especially through music. That's my passion.
Yeah. Well, Junior, you are inspiring. So grateful that you took some time to spend with us. And
Thank you.
Talk about BYU-Idaho and RootsTech and all these great things.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah.